Traditions and customs are national treasure. Kazakh people observe traditions over many centuries. The Great Steppe is an amulet of the country. You can watch the customs and traditions of the Kazakhs in the modern Nomads program. It is obvious that the Great Steppe Nomads had so many traditions. Especially, there were many customs related to girls and women. In today's program, we will talk about the Kazakh girls' clothes and the tradition of wearing earrings. The Kazakh steppe is full of greens and embroidered with flowers. Thus, our girls' clothes are red and yellow. Their collars and sleeves are like flowers. It is the nomads' ancient tradition of making clothes in harmony with nature. The young girls never wear belts. If we compare the young ladies with women, the ladies had hats on their heads called borik. The smaller girls used to wear hats called takiya with owl feathers. They wore pleated dresses with volant in everyday life. And when they went out, they wore white silk dresses. They specially ordered needed fabrics. As we know from our history, there were fabrics transported through the famous Silk Way.
Bizдің осы тарихымыздағы Jibek жолынан келетін материалдар болып отырды.
A person becomes more beautiful with a dress. The girl's beauty are takiya with owl feathers, pleated dresses, and flowered jackets. The Kazakh girls, based on their age, wore different clothes. The dress of the small girl who did not reach adulthood and the girl over 18 were very different. The older girl's clothes were attractive and decorated. The main criteria for smaller girls' clothes was to be comfortable, but they were also decorated with gems and other decorations.
Ол барған жерінде бір құрсақ көтергенше кәдімгі өзінің күнделікті қыз кезінде киіп жүрген көйлектерді ары қарай киіп бөлек тақияларын киіп жүрген.
When a woman got married till she got pregnant, she wore her dresses, boriks, and takiyas as she used to wear before. When she gets pregnant, she stops wearing boriks and starts wearing a headscarf. After this, her dresses also start changing. The form-fitting dresses are no longer worn. The dresses with wide sleeves and skirts are chosen instead. The young mother wore a special headscarf called kimishek that covered their necks and chest. Kimishek also had a special forehead part. The special decorations made from silver and gold were hanged on it. The hanging ornaments were put on two sides of it.
Маңдайша жасалынған, ол маңдайша күмістен алтыннан жаратылған, жалатылып жасалынған әшекей екі жақтауына түсіп отыратын кәдімгі салпыншақ сырға ретінде тағылып отырған. Енді кимешек кигеннен кейін қыз баланың құлағына.
After starting to wear kimishek, women also wore special silver light earrings. The necklaces and amulets weren't worn since they were not seen under the kimishek. Instead, on the cover of the kimishek, the fringed hanging ornaments and owl foot were put. This owl foot was used to keep the young mother and the child from evil eyes. It was made from an owl's nail. The owl was considered as a sacred and saint bird, and its nail or feather was put on the child's cradle, and also sewn on a mother's clothes and pillows.
Аяқтап отырғанымыз өкінің тырнағы сондай киелі, өзі киелі құс болғаннан кейін, соның өкісіменен тырнағын сол баланың бесігіне, содан кейін әйелдің киіміне жататын жастығына арнайы тігіліп отырған.
The color is the main factor in Kazakh girls' and women's clothes. The women are the most beautiful wealth of life. Thus, in nomad Kazakh culture, the girls always wore red-colored dresses. Yellow is the color of longing and nostalgia. The red or pink are the colors that give beauty to the girls. The jackets were made from green fabrics because the land or steppe was green. That is why they used to wear the green color of the steppe and the red or pink of the flowers.
Қазақ халқындағы мынау қыз ұзату кезіндегі киетін киімі өте ерекше. Басқа халықтарға қарағанда бізде мынау қалыңдық көйлегі қызыл.
The dress worn by the bride during her farewell party is very special. Not like in other nations, in ours the bride wears a red-colored dress. This symbolizes youth and long life. Thus, it meant that there is a continuation of the generation. If we look at the bride's dress, we can see that at some places it is pleated and in some parts not. The skirt is wide. It is also a long dress so that the feet can't be seen.
Тобығына жерге тіреліп тұратын көйлек, оның бәрі жаңағы омырауынан бастап, етектің айналасы, жең жағаларының бәріне алтын күмістен зерленіп, кестеленіп, баспа кестесін тігіп отырған. Оған да арнайы өсімдік өрнектерін салып отырған. Сосын кейін жилеткілері, бешпеттері.
The collar, the sleeves and skirt are embroidered by gold and silver. The special floral ornaments are done there. The jacket is of knee length. Speaking of saukile or bride's hat, we should know that the bride's farewell marriage is related with motherhood mainly. Saukile has the long till the floor plume. It symbolizes her future motherhood. The special cap was made for her hair. Everything was connected to the saukile and collar.
Оның белгісі ертең сен ана боласың деген белгіменен. Содан кейін шаштары олардың арнайы қап тігіледі. Оның бәрі сәукелеге бекітіліп, өңір жиекпенен жалғасып отырады.
Not only wearing the clothes is art, but also sewing them. If the tailors were not like painters, they will not know the right match of the colors, the order of the ornaments, and flower composition. The tailors in old times themselves could make design of the footwear and headwear and sew them as well. They also knew how to choose beautifully the gems and buttons used for jackets and dresses. In general, the clothes-wearing culture was highly developed in the Kazakh nation. After the bride wears saukile at her farewell party and starts to leave, the chopon was also put on her. The chopon was very long and specially decorated with valuable fur like beavers. It was made to let her new relatives-in-law to see her wealthy background. It seems like all fashion in the world was originated in the Kazakh land, because any nation has their own national identity and style. But Kazakh nation's dressmaking style, the way they sew clothes, fitting the age, shape of the girls is amazing. We think that the design in sewing clothes is developed in our nation.
Жалпы дизайнерлік өнерден сол бізде жақсы дамыған деп ойлаймыз.
Traditions are deep science. For example, in Kazakh nation's clothes-wearing culture, there are many customs which are not known or even forgotten. It differs from the woman's age and social role.
Енді үйге тыстан келген адамдар, мысалға қыз баланың, келіншектің болмаса жаңағы орта жастағы.
The guest always noticed the manner and style of the dressing of the girls and women in the house. The girls had form-fitting dresses and wore decorated belts. They also had 2 braids, while the young women wore headscarves and babushkas. The people could know when she was married and came to this house just looking at her headscarf. And if she was wearing the kimishek, they understood that she had children. That is why in our nation, the women in Kazakh culture was always highly respected and cared about.
Сондықтан да бізде Қазақта әйел адамды өте аялаған.
There is deeper meaning of the wearing earrings tradition. In old times, the bride who had worn the owl's feather started to learn to behave as the future daughter-in-law. Nowadays, the future bride who had been given the earrings stays at her home and learns to fulfill all duties as a future wife. Her mother or sisters-in-law help her. The earrings bring the feeling of responsibility and the duty of the future bride. Starting from the day she wore the earrings from her groom, she starts feeling and behaving as if she was a foreigner in this house. Her relatives also paid attention to her manners, clothes, jewelry, and behavior. That is why the engaged already had duties of a future wife and daughter-in-law while staying at her own parents' house. After the 2 sides agree, the relatives-in-law come. Today we are seeing off our daughter Aidana. The groom's relatives came and put earrings on her, and the party is going on. It is our tradition coming from our ancestors related to treating the relatives-in-law very well, offering them the sheep's tail fat and liver. We Kazakh people are very hospitable. We meet the groom's relatives in the yard and dance with them and welcome them to our house. Also, we welcome the groom separately. Everyone gets acquainted and then they put the earrings on the bride. Traditions have their own story to tell. The grandmothers and mothers have a duty to advise the future bride. After wearing earrings, even passes, they start to train her with sharing her future wife's duties. This is very useful, because later when she becomes a wife and daughter-in-law, she will not have any difficulties. This is the Nomad Kazakh Step School.
Барған жеріңе балдай бат, сұлдайсың, тәртіпті бол.
Sink like honey, soak in like water in your new place. Let your name be good for us and be happy and wealthy in your new home. Respect his parents and relatives and keep your name good. The bride that comes to the good family becomes a daughter-in-law. The one who joins a bad family becomes a pestle, they say. There are not any bad families or a nation. What is needed is the harmony and happy life of those two people. The bride should show and be known by her best qualities and traits in her new family. We are kissing our daughter's forehead and telling her not to make us ashamed by her behavior and to be a good wife.
Нәлет келтірме, жаманат келтірме деп, сондай ақыл айтып маңлайынан сүйіп жатырмын әке.
The earrings that are presented to the bride should be made of valuable metal like gold or silver. The golden earrings mean that she is engaged and shows this to others. Also, when the groom and his relatives come to take the bride, they have given the earrings before. They would compare her to the gold and say that, "We have gold here which we came to take." This on one hand is showing respect to the bride and also the tradition of the Kazakhs to speak with hints.